Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a pair of earrings using some of the last of my things from SoftFlex's Deco, the Hall's Design Challenge Kit. After I get those done, this is all that's going to be left. So there's probably enough in here for another earring or so, but we'll see what we decide to do with those later. Right now, we're going to turn down and we're going to work on the pair of earrings we have designed. So let's do that. So right here, what we have are the last of our flower petal things, and these are going to be earrings again. And I'm going to put this inside, and then I'm going to put this little crystal ball inside. Now I'm going to put it sideways. We're going to glue these in, and I'm going to put it sideways so the holes do not really show that they're going sort of like this. So it's going to sit in the, make it look sort of like a daffodil. And then I'm going to take the bottom, there's ear wires in our, and I'm going to string on one of these little black beads, one of these beautiful spacers, cube, spacer, black bead. Like so. Then we're going to make it a loop, and it's going to hang down from our flower. And then we'll just swing up the top. Now, these need to be glued in, and I'm thinking maybe I'll just finish the whole earring and then glue them in afterwards. So let's put on our pieces. So it's going to go like this. And because of how the holes work in these flowers, we have to make sure we're going to have to hook them on with 2 jump rings so it hangs straight. So that's why I've got all this little pile out here. So because of that, when we make our loop, we have to make a relatively good size loop because we have to have 2 jump rings in it instead of just 1. So instead of the smallest one, we're going up to the second one. So up and around and over, bring her down and around, lollipop her up. Same with this one. Okay, now that those are done, we need to take our pliers see which one is working better. That one. That one needs oiled. It keeps popping. It keeps staying closed once I pull it over. So we're just going to wrap this up. Now see, I've got this wire way up here. I want it at least straight across, if not up like that, and that's because otherwise it's going to try and wrap down on the bar some. And it did anyway, so we're going to push it back up. That's as good as we're going to get there as far as twisting, so let's cut this extra off and tuck her in. And you'll see I bent it backwards a little bit, so we're going to straighten that up. Now I went too far. There we go. I'll do the same with the other one now. Grab them where the wires come together here with 1 pair of pliers. I'm going to take the other and wrap this loop up. Oops, that really just bent. Well, we'll straighten her up. And we get this extra cut off. and tuck it in. Now we need to see how much straightening we need to do. Not as much as I thought we would have to. It's not too bad. In fact, it looks better than the other one, sort of. So next step is to open up our jump rings and put one on either side of our flower's petal here and hook on our drop. So we will get hold of one of our jump rings, open it. You know, that one looked more round than oval. And go through, we'll knock these things out, go through the bottom here, and then it'll go through our dangle. Now we'll close her back up. And we'll get the second one. And we're using 2 because the flower has 2 holes instead of just 1 hole in the middle. So we're using the 2 to keep it from sliding sideways. No, I don't want to do that. In case you're wondering what I don't want to do here, I was getting it hooked through the other jump ring. I don't want that to happen. There we go. Now we close this one up. And then it will hang through the middle. One of these jump rings looks smaller than the other. Actually, I think it's because the hole is weird out above it, but that's all right. Take this out. Now we'll grab a couple of these jump rings here. Come here, you two. One on. Then we will put the second one on. Come on, you. Come on. There's our dangles in place. Now we need to put some wires on, some little jump rings on, to put our ear wire on. Now we're going to do the same thing here. It's got to come up too, but then because these are going the wrong direction, I believe they will be, we'll see, we bring in another jump ring to put it all together. Oh, I'm not sure if that'll work. We'll see. Well, it'll work. I may just have to have more jump rings, unfortunately. So we'll see how that goes. the 2 jump rings on here. So now we need to put one more to bring them together. And we'll have to see if it's going to work to put the should. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So we need to put the 3 on the other side to put this one together. Oop. This one's already open, we'll just use it. Now this is the one that seemed to be a little more rounded. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, that one's not closed all the way. I'll have to close that. It's better. Okie dokie, there we go. Now the last step is to get the E6000 out and glue these last few pieces right here in the center. So I've got my E6000 out here, and all I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to put some around, come on baby, come out, around the edges of this gold down here. And then we'll put our bead cap into there. We want to try and center it. That with both of them. Now the next thing we're going to do is we'll put another dab of glue right in the middle here. Now I'm just going to close this up. So our last step is to take our little ball, find where the edges are. We don't want those dots showing up at the top where the opening is, and just drop it down in there and then get it centered somewhat. And now we just have to let them dry for a while before we can move them about too much. First, let's see if we need them to wiggle them any, because I think this one's off of its center piece. So there we go. So there they are, all finished other than drying the glue. So now I'm going to pick these up so you can see them, but I'm not going to hold them up very long because the glue has to dry for quite a bit longer. So there they are. Aren't they pretty? I almost like them more than I like my purple ones, but no, I don't. But they are very pretty. I really like those. So I'm going to put them away for their 24 hours. This one looks like it's hanging a little crooked. I need to check on that. But there's our pretty earrings using some of our remaining beads from our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit, Deco the Halls. Don't have very many left. Might have enough to make a bar necklace. We'll have to check that out. But anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.